Okay, good morning everybody and welcome to the 7th webinar in our 2015 webinar series, Making Mobility Easy, presented by Kevin Smale this morning. Before we get started and I hand over to Kevin, I did want to go over a couple of quick ground rules. For those of you that have joined us before, you'll be familiar with these by now, but we will be recording today's session and you will be receiving a recording of that this afternoon via email. So definitely feel free to reach out to us if you don't get that in your inbox later on today. If you do have questions while we're going through, please direct them to our host, Andrew Clark. Lines are being muted on entry, so we aren't able to hear you if you're talking. So please do just use the chat function and direct those questions to Andrew, and we will hold a Q&A at the end of the webinar. With that being said, I'm going to hand over to Kevin Smale. Thank you, Kevin.
Yep, thanks, Ruth. All right, so today we're going to talk about what DSI does to make mobility easy. And we're going to talk through four really subject areas. We're going to talk about how we use our applications, our products and solutions to simplify and speed up the time to value for customers to use our products. We're going to talk a little bit about our platform and why having a platform approach goes above and beyond for making mobility applications easier to use. Then we're going to go through a demo of a DSI solution in action, right, which is going to be made up of a couple of DSI applications and what we consider a product, which is a group of applications. And then I want to share a couple customer success stories with everyone just to let you know that people are doing this, and this is real world stuff that our customers are doing out in their businesses today, okay? So the first thing I want to talk about a little bit is, what we offer, right, from an application standpoint. And we really go to market with three unique different offerings. And so the first offering is what we call DSI apps. And DSI apps are very limited single scope applications. So something like doing a meter reading or a PO approval or item inquiry, PO receipt, something that is very specific, that lines up to a very specific business process, that maybe lines up to a specific process in your back-end ERP system, okay? Then we have what we call products, which take those applications and it's a product of multiple applications put together. And so if you think about a product, you would think about something like service order management. Service order management has, inventory processes, it has meter reading processes, it has work order parts issues, time, labor, capture in the service order, as well as updating work orders in the ERP system when your service technicians complete work order jobs in the field. And so that product together encompasses multiple applications, but allows you to use that to fulfill a specific business need like field service that has other areas. It's not just one specific application that you need to do. You may need to enter your time, you may need to look up parts, you may need to issue those to the work order. So that product alone allows you to do that. And then you talk about a full solution, which is something like field service or route sales, where you encompass other products like inventory management, you encompass the customer master, you might have requisition, PO requisitions and PO approvals, work order approvals. So it's a bigger solution for your company, not just like a service management product, okay? So a little bit more into the overview of how we make this mobility easy is that you can take these solutions and you're not just limited to a specific way of running these solutions. So, for example, solutions around inventory management and field service and manufacturing execution and warehouse management, you can run those in a very, three different ways. You could run them on premise. So in an on-premise scenario, you have the DSI servers on-premise, you're running everything real-time, you're getting real-time updates back and forth from your ERP system. You can run them in a mobile scenario. In a mobile scenario, we're talking more about the scenario where workers need to go offline, right? They go offline for the entire day because they won't have cellular coverage. They go offline because they're in a basement working on product, working on an elevator, whatever it is. And then there's the solution of cloud services. So maybe you don't want to necessarily run these on-premise. DSI offers a cloud services solution where you can run these applications in our DSI cloud and still integrate back to your back-end systems, okay? So now I want to take into a little bit deeper example of a solution running on DSI mobile. So here you've got a solution for inventory management and field service are your products. Within that, so your solution here would be field service, right? Within that field service solution, you've got your inventory management and your field service products. Within those, you may have the service order management product, you might have a PO receipt app, you might have cycle counting, you might have meter reading, you might have pick, pack, and ship for your parts depots to pick product for your service technicians. You've got your item and customer master apps all built into the solution for field service, and in this scenario, running on DSI mobile, right? So it's running where the field service technician can go offline if they need be. They have all the data they need on their device. They can upload that data back to their back-end systems when they reconnect later in the day, okay? So those are some offerings from applications, products, and solutions that are pre-built. They work with multiple ERP systems that you can take out of the box and use to accelerate your final mobile solution that you may need to deliver to your business. Moving into the platform just a little bit, I don't necessarily want to give a platform overview or demo, but just talking about beyond those applications, beyond products, beyond solutions, what else does DSI offer that makes mobility easy? And so we have our mobile platform that's more than just a development toolkit, right? It includes and encompasses everything that you need for your mobile solution. It includes data replication for doing those offline transactions. It includes user management. It includes change management for your applications. It includes a codeless development environment for making changes to those business processes to fit the specific needs of your business process. So I like this iceberg slide because, at the end of the day, your users, when you look at it, when your business users look at the app running on an iPad, on a Windows desktop, on an Android device, they see that app, right? And to them, it looks easy. Mobility looks easy. When you download an app from, the App Store, it looks easy. I just clicked on the app, it downloaded, I logged in, and, the app works. But the underlying layer, what you can't see or what that user can't see with the app development and the integration to the ERP system and the user management and the change management, all of that stuff that happens behind the scenes happens on our platform, right? So it's those unseen things that can make mobile hard, but with DSI, it's very, very easy to do that, okay? So in just a quick example of our codeless development environment, here's a quick example of capturing a picture on the device, uploading that file, and then attaching it to an ERP system, right? It's that easy. It's codeless. It's drag and drop. So when your business needs to change because your field service technicians need to do something different, your warehouse management solution needs an added process because one of your customers is requiring new labeling or new pallet stacking process, you can quickly and easily adapt your business processes with our codeless development environment. Okay? So now I want to jump into a demonstration. And in this demonstration, what I want to go through is not 100% full order-to-cash solution, but most of the steps in order-to-cash. So I'm going to, using our field service or field sales product application, I'm going to create a sales order. That sales order is going to be entered into a status that it gets assigned to the warehouse. The warehouse manager is going to use an application or an app to assign that pick to somebody in the warehouse who's using another app on a ruggedized Windows device to be able to go around the warehouse and pick that item to prepare it for shipping. Okay. Now, certainly the full order to cash would have the ship confirmation or the proof of delivery, but we're going to do these 3 steps in the demo so that you can see how using products and apps with DSI can give you a full solution for your company and for your business processes. So if you just give me 1 second, I'll bring my devices up here and we'll get started on the demonstration. Okay, so I brought my iPad up, and the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into our products for sales orders for field sales, and so I'm going to go into sales, and I'm going to go into route sales, and I'm going to create an order. And so for today, I have no orders created for today. So I'm at a customer, and I need to put in a sales order for this customer. They've asked me for some product. I'm going to go through the process of creating a sales order with the customer. So I'm going to click the Add button at the bottom, and I'm going to get a list of my customers, and I'm going to do a quick search for the specific customer that I'd like. So I'm going to use their customer number, and I'm going to select the 4242 customer number, and I'm going to go through it. It asked me for some header information for this customer. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly because I don't need to change any of the defaults. And so it asked me, hey, this customer has a template. Do they want to order what they typically order? In this case, I'm going to say no because I want to just enter an item in for this customer. They need this specific item. So I'm now at my item list where I can add items in for the sales order. So I'm going to click the Add button. I'm going to put in my item number. I could search for it if I didn't know it. And I'm going to put in my quantity. So they want quantity 1. And now I've got that item on the sales order, and I'm going to save it. And when I save it, I'm going to actually upload this transaction to the ERP system because I'm currently connected to a network that allows me to do that. If I were disconnected, working offline, that transaction may get stored on the device where I can send it up later, right? So making that mobile experience easy. The user doesn't have to know whether he's connected or not. We take care of that process in the back end for you, okay? So now I'm going to go out and I'm going to actually change roles to a warehouse manager. And the warehouse manager is going to assign this pick to a specific user so that they can go and pick this in the warehouse. But before I assign it, I want to go ahead and also bring up my rugged device, my Windows device. So I'm going to bring that up as well so that you can see that the user in the warehouse does not have any assignments that they have currently assigned to them. So here on my rugged device, you'll notice that my user, Kevin ADC, that I logged in with, has no assignments, okay? And so they have no work to do right now. But on my iPad, I'm now going to assign them this order, right? So here's an app that I can select the order that we created. and I can select my user that I want to assign it to, and I'll go ahead and click the Assign button, and it's going to go out and do the back-end processing behind the scenes. And on my rugged device, I've now got my order when I click the Retry Search button. So I'm going to go ahead and click Retry Search, and it's downloaded or noticed that, hey, this user has been assigned an order that they need to process in the warehouse. So this is a task for them to go and complete in the warehouse. They didn't have to come up and ask the warehouse manager, you know, what do I need to do next? What's the next order that I need to pick? They were able to get that task assigned to them on their device. And so now I'm going to select that order on the device, and I'm going to go through the process of picking that order. And so here I've got I need to scan a from location, so where I'm going to go pick this item from. And so I have a sheet of barcodes that I'm going to use to scan these items. So I'm going to scan that, and then I'm going to validate or scan my item number. So I'm going to go ahead and scan that item 152. I'm going to enter my quantity. I could enter or scan this if it was on the barcode. I have a barcode with quantity 1, so I'll go ahead and scan that. And then a to location. So if I were taking it to the dock or a staging location, I could scan that. So I'm going to scan my dock location. And then it's going to go in real time. This is an on-premise solution for distribution warehouse management. It went real time back to the ERP system of record and updated that sales order that the pick was complete. Okay? Now at this point in the process, that order has been picked, it's ready to be shipped and delivered to the customer. Okay? So going back to my PowerPoint and walking back through what you just saw, you've got an order entry process, a product from DSI, field sales that can be used just like you saw it today. You've got the Pick Manager application, an application, so a very single point, single solution app, and then you've got the Pick Confirm app, right? Again, a very single threaded application that the user's using to do pick confirmations in the warehouse. Those three things put together make up a solution for your business, right? In this case, it's an order-to-cash solution, okay? So now I'm going to jump over and talk a little bit about a couple of customers of ours and what they're doing and how they're using DSI solutions to make their make mobility easy for them. So the first one that I want to talk about is Old Dutch. And Old Dutch is using our solutions both in their warehouse and manufacturing execution and in their delivery process. They're using our solutions to receive inventory, issue inventory to work orders, load their trucks, as well as a field sales solution, what we call direct store delivery, where they go out and they deliver product to their customers, and they take sales orders for their future orders, and they print invoices, and they complete their whole order-to-cash process on mobile devices, okay? All integrated with their back-end ERP system, using a DSI solution to, you know, enhance their business processes, okay? The second one I want to talk about is Aegion Corporation. And Aegion uses a lot of our products out of the box. They've become very self-sufficient. They use it with their field service, field sales, PO approval needs. They've been able to take the product and become self-sufficient, be able to make changes as needed, be able to tailor the product to their specific needs, right? The thing that they really liked about our product was that they were able to leverage their investment in their ERP system, but a single product or single platform to roll out all of their mobility needs, right? Whether that's from raw materials to PO approvals and field service that they're doing in the field. So they're able to use our suite of products from field sales, field service, PO approvals, inquiries, transfers, all of those different products to give them business solutions that enhance their business. Okay? So with that, we're about 25 minutes in, which is right where I wanted to be. If we've got any questions, we'll go through those now and answer those questions. But, you know, it kind of as a wrap-up or summary, since I don't see any questions in chat just yet, you know, really what we're about is making this mobility journey easy for you as a customer, you know, giving you starting points with apps, products to build your business solutions around, and a platform that makes that easy on the back end, right? Makes it easy to integrate to those back end systems, makes it easy to integrate to your user environments or your user validation, makes it easy to make changes. When you need to make a change to your business process, it's very easy with our codeless development environment to do that, right? So this whole mobile journey for you as a customer becomes very, very easy with DSI. You're not using multiple products. You're not on a point solution that's unchangeable. You own the product. You own the source code. You can make changes, and it's very easy to do that. Okay, so we did have a question come in about how much data we can store offline. We can store lots of data offline, but what we found from product or from doing projects is that you want to really limit the data that the user needs for their role to their device. And our data replication product that's built into the platform does that, right? We have data replication rules. We have data replication processes to only bring down the data that specific user needs for their role on their device. We have customers that store lots and lots of data, over hundreds of megs of data from their ERP system, and we can replicate any table from the ERP system, but we want to limit it to what the user needs for the product or application they're running on the device for a number of reasons. One, you don't need that much data on the device. You don't need to use up that much RAM, but it's specific to their user and their data. Okay? Which version of JD Edwards is this going to work with, and what version of DSI did we show? Okay, so we go back all the way to XE with JD Edwards with our current version of DSI, which is 8.1 Service Pack 3. So we've got, that was 8.1 Service Pack 3 that I was showing, but those applications will run on some previous versions of DSI as well, and we integrate back to XE. Okay, so we've got a question about how will gamification and the convergence between enterprise and personal applications change the look and feel of DSI? So that is a good question. I'm not sure if you're aware that DSI has added in wire functionality. We purchased a company called RareWire in version 8.2 of the platform that will be coming out soon. That wire integration is included in the platform. And wire allows you to, specifically with iOS and Android devices, have a more enhanced UI with more native controls and more scrolling features and sliding features and things like that. So we are addressing some of that gamification or / consumer feel specifically for the smartphone and tablet devices with our wire product that'll be part of the platform in 8.2. Are you using store and forward function from JD Edwards? So in my specific example, I did not use store and forward because the application is developed to look at my connectivity state and send that transaction immediately if I have connectivity. If I did not have connectivity, I would store that data on my local device, on my iPad in this case, and then transmit it up at a later date. Now, when we transmit our functions up, when we get connected, we're not sending them up through a Z file or something like that in JD Edwards. We're still going through the DSI function calls using our asynchronous processing. So we'll send that transaction to our DSI server. Our DSI server will pick up that transaction and process it in JD Edwards, okay? So it would be stored local on the device till I get reconnected and then sent up to the DSI server, which would process it in JD Edwards, okay? All right, so the question is, how do we price our product? SaaS, price per user, do you have to purchase license from the ERP vendor to connect, or platform users? So our product is priced, there is a platform price, and then there is a price per user or price per device, depending on the type of device or the type of business applications that you're using. And then from a ERP standpoint, we use a single connection to our ERP systems, so that really gets into your ERP contract as to if you need to buy a DSI user for every, or an ERP user for every device or DSI user that's connecting to your ERP system. So we only require that you have one ERP user, but I can't speak for the ERP vendors' contractual agreements that they have with their customers as to what they would require. Okay, I think we're out of questions. I want to thank everybody for your time today. Certainly if you think of some follow-up questions, let us know. We'd be happy to talk to you.
All right, thank you everybody, and we are going to end the webinar there today. You will be receiving an email from us with the recording. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to us after that email goes out this afternoon. Okay, thank you everybody, and have a good day.